Welcome back to my channel. My name is India Sampson and today we're talking volleyball, so let's get straight into it. First things first, I want to start off with a quote from Lainey Choboy, who is Nebraska's libero slash DS. She says, "The last 2 years I asked for flowers a lot, but I got rain. And I realized this season those flowers, they needed rain to grow." What Lainey said was absolutely inspiring to me because it's like, yeah, everything that grows needs water, needs rain. And in life, like for growth to even happen at all, like you need to work hard and go through a little bit of a struggle to even, have a big, large flower. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we can all take something from that, from her. And yeah, that was just really inspiring. So I thought I'd, start off with a quote from a Nebraska player, Lainey Choboy. But let's move on to the major things that happened in college volleyball. There were two upsets, TCU and Arizona State. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me talk about it because this is absolutely insane. They both played Penn, and TCU is ranked number 24 and Arizona State is ranked number 7 currently, and they both beat Penn State. And the T is Penn during the preseason was ranked number 2 and they won last year. So TCU and Arizona beating Penn is absolutely insane, and because of that, Penn is now ranked number 5. I don't think anybody would have predicted this, especially with their record now being 2-2. I don't know, it's just like, as I watch more games and get to know more players and how they play, I'm like, I really like Penn State and the way they play. I just think that they need to clean it up a little bit more and maybe stop relying on Kennedy Martin so much for plays. She's an amazing player, by the way, like absolutely amazing, and is the reason why I watch Penn State in the first place, if I'm being honest. I think it would be very beneficial if they created a more unique way of scoring, and the reason why TCU won is because they had a very explosive serving game and they had a very well-rounded offensive attack, and TCU even had their captain Jalen Gibson go out with an injury. They completely had to reset, and that takes a lot, especially if that player who goes down is one of the best players on the team. And volleyball, when I tell you, is mostly mental, like, because you can really just get caught up in all the errors the sport has, like, and get, bogged down, like if you shank a pass, or just even if you hit out or serve in the net, like, you can really start thinking about the errors and how you feel about them, and how, you can start making more errors as the game goes along. So, you really have to have a good mental to play this sport because it's literally like 99% mental. But TCU had to fight through that, and also fight the fact that going into the game, Penn State was supposed to be like, the better team. So like they had to fight their captain going out, and they had to fight, oh, we're supposed to be like, the underdog basically. So them winning that game was a huge deal this weekend. But now let's talk about Arizona State, who also beat Penn this weekend. I was watching this game, and let me tell you, the whole entire game was so competitive. They went to 4 sets, and the highlight for me was Noemi Glover. She absolutely dominated. If you haven't watched her, she is a right side and she's a lefty. So with that game, she had 22 kills and 10 blocks, which is absolutely insane. I really enjoy watching her, especially, like I said, she's a right side and she's a lefty. It's really hard for the opponent to read her. But so TCU and Arizona now have momentum going into their next game, which is really, really good. But I'm not gonna write off Penn just yet because obviously it's the start of the season, and they have a winning reputation, so I'm looking for them to turn it around. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for them as well. But with more news, Nebraska did a reverse sweep on Kentucky, meaning that Kentucky won the first 2 games and then Nebraska just swept the rest of the games, and so that was amazing to watch. And they just like absolutely dominated, especially Harper Murray. She had a career high of 23 kills, 15 digs, and 5 blocks. And on top of that, Andy Jackson and Rebecca Alec had 10 kills each, which I feel like proves my theory of like, if you get the middle involved, like, you'll win. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like 10 kills each middle. That's really hard to do, especially as a setter, especially when teams are out of system. So, and that is why they are the #1 team in the country, and they are 4-0 currently, and I hope they win. Like, I really hope they win this year. So now we're getting to the part where we look at plays and see what worked. So let's look at this play right here.
To establish herself a little bit more inside, so keep a lookout for that.
Thanks, Michelle. The block there to slow down Martin. And then speeding it up.
So Arizona is serving. Penn is able to receive the ball and give it back to Arizona. They give a perfect pass to the setter, which means they're what? In system, period. We're learning. And so they're in system, and then the setter sets it to the right side to Noemi Glover. She absolutely kills the ball, and she has such a fast swing, a fast arm. And like I mentioned earlier, like, she's a lefty, so it's definitely hard to read for blockers on the opposing side to be like, where's she going? And so she ends up hitting like hard cross and just like absolutely just kills the ball. Like, y'all, that was just so satisfying to me. But yeah, so she kills the ball and they get the point. And so the blockers, for one, they're late. For two, they don't take that hard cross away from her. So most of the time when you're blocking, you block up and you have your hands like over the net like this so you can, you know, get the ball down to the other side, obviously. So if she's hitting hard cross, that means she's going this way. And so the blockers are more over here. And so that means she has that whole angle that nobody is blocking. So that was just perfect play. I love that. I love seeing her play. She's a great player. Y'all should definitely tune into Arizona State sometimes when you can. But if you have made it this far in the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you can stay in the loop, okay? But thank you guys for watching this video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.
It wasn't filling my cup, but I just wanted, I had a passion for volleyball as the big